Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Origin series. It is the August finals, and I've got millions of flies in my room, and I can't, it's driving me up the wall, but I am back, and I'm joining Riku for the first time. How you doing?
I know, it's very, very exciting to be able to, cast with you for the first time, and as well as, this third series of the night we're having today.
Absolutely. They keep whizzing past the camera as well. It's the worst bit.
Oh, no.
Anyway, let's look at the matches we got today. Let's have a look at the roster. We are going to be looking at WVY Future versus WVY Esports. So it's a German team versus a French team. So it's Juicy Ghost, Kuru, Emperor, Duck, and Nico versus Zats, Druid, WLYC. How am I going to say that one fast? Nez and Titi. Yes, chat, is a player called Titi. I know, I can immediately imagine it already. I'm going to have to say that in play-by-play. Fun times ahead. But Riku, pick a bands. We're straight into it. Let's get going.
I'm very excited to see how this pick and ban's going to go. We've seen a lot of, Star Akali picks. We've seen how the Lulu was able to shine. We've seen Ashe suddenly pick up in the current meta with the different changes we've seen in the recent patches with, the Crystal Arrow being easily maneuvered, with a Hawkshad being more, with the 5 seconds, you'll be able to see your enemies even more. But look at that, Gragas. It's going to be the first ban coming from WVY, and Corki will follow through.
Yeah, so the Camille being taken out. It's got a standard bans at the moment. Does mean that the army might be able to make its way through. We'll see. Well, there's just a lot of jungle focused here in the bans.
Yeah, a lot of these flex picks, Gragas, Camille, be able to flex jungle top, even in the mid sometimes. Lee Sin being, again, one of the scariest picks coming from red side, because you pair it up easily with a Renekton, and that can spell disastrous if they get that early lead. So now Renekton being taken out of the table, Akali is open, but this is something. Blue side first pick priority is the Ziggs. We're seeing a lot of wave clear. We're seeing a lot of heavy damage mid to late game. So I'm excited to see how this will turn out.
Yeah, the Akali has been banned all day long. Pantheon also getting through. This is a very aggressive team from WVY Future immediately. But the Lulu coming through, we already saw how strong those wild growths can be earlier on today. But the Olaf jungle, that makes sense with so many jungle bans coming through. Olaf obviously very strong throughout June and July.
Yeah, the early game skirmishes will shine, especially if you pair it up with a Lulu, maybe even a Seraphine. But since the Ziggs has already been picked, or either it's going to be a Ziggs Lulu bot lane, perhaps, maybe, then Seraphine mid lane could be a possibility. But seeing now that we see a Kai'Sa lockdown, it is going to be an AD carry, a traditional AD carry in the dual lane.
Ooh, the Wukong. That's something we've not seen for a while. Was incredibly strong for a long time, almost predominantly banned out as well throughout July.
Yeah, a lot of the easy setups with the team fights, perhaps with, the Diana, since it was popular maybe 2 months ago. But we might possibly see an Olaf top lane this time around. We'll have to see. I'm very excited to see how the Olaf top lane is going to go, since, I can get a little bit bullied at the early phases of the game.
Well, the game's ready to go. Let's get it on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into game. It is going to be Group A, which is the European side of things. WVY Future up against WVY Esports. How is this one going to play out? Where do you see it? Where do you feel the team comps absolutely strengths are?
Yeah, for WVY, I'm seeing this top lane Wukong here. I believe the sustain of the Wukong top lane, solo lane, has been nerfed a little bit by, I believe, 10%, but don't think it would hurt him too much. But we're seeing a little bit of an interesting take here, as we're going to be seeing the standard Olaf jungle. In the meantime, though, it is Ghost here on this Pantheon, so level 5 is going to be the strength of WVY the Future here, with, again, semi-global ults coming in, the True Shot Barrage as well into the equation, and the burst, the possible resets coming in from the Darius.
I feel this is a potential chalk and cheese mid lane. It's like it can go great for Ziggs, or it can go horribly, horribly wrong. Speaking of lane matches, the Wukong struggling already, having to get those honey fruits down him. Obviously, we know that there's going to be very strong Darius. Anyone that watched LEC at the weekend will be well aware of how strong Darius can be, taking Fnatic through to the World Finals. So congratulations to them. But here on Wild Rift, it's still going to be a strong start for the Darius.
Yeah, it's a strong level 1, level 2 as well. With the barrier getting a little bit more defensive, so that means no ignite kill possibly for top side. So we'll see how this Darius is going to keep pushing. Level 3 will be very strong because you have all of your, of course, kit with the apprehend, just reeling in Zaps over here on that Wukong. But we might see a 2v2 actually, a top side perhaps, or a 1v1 in this Rift Herald, Rift Scuttler take rather.
Oh, yeah, but immediately gets dragged in, and that is going to be a very low Olaf. Yes, he can put damage down when low, but not when he's double teamed like that. I gotta be honest, not too sure what he was thinking walking straight into a Darius like that.
Yeah, it's very, very risky, especially you don't have Ragnarok just yet. Level 5 less Olaf is going to be very vulnerable against a strong level 3 power spiky champion such as the Darius, and as well as that Pantheon with an easy stun.
I mean, he just strolled in there. Yes, sure, they got the double flash out for one flash, but honestly, not worth in my opinion. And immediately we're seeing the Pantheon continue, and Ghost putting damage down on the Ziggs in mid and forcing him back. And that's not a great position he wants to be. Oh no, they were setting up for the gank and it just didn't happen.
Oh yeah, they were trying to get the death brush in, trying to get the bait. The bait was set, which was the Ziggs. But, you know, Ghost wasn't there to take the whole bite in. And now it's going to be the resets. The level 5s are slowly going to come in as we check out the bot lane as well. Still pretty much stable. That's a very strong, lots of pokes coming in, lots of lots of the heals rather coming from the Nami. So it's going to be a little bit difficult for relatively short range champions such as, you know, Ness and as well as the Lulu here compared to their matchup.
Lulu only just hit 4. Obviously going back, trying to set up that gank and failing. Lost them quite a bit of experience in lane. So very interested to see how that's going to work out with obviously Nico and Emperor just returning after buying, getting all that free experience. So they may well have a level advantage as we reach it. There's the level 5s coming in now. So ults obviously all coming online for just about everyone. That dragon is going to be available shortly as well. Immediate aggression coming straight out. Why not? They've been back to buy and putting that Ezreal under a little bit of punishment.
Yeah, knowing that the bubble has missed, that means that's the green light for the dual lane of Wavy to just keep going. And with that, you know, the shields coming in as well as the disengage of Wild Rift is available. So that makes things a little bit braver for the Wavy duo lane. But they have to be careful though, because there is a semi-global ult lingering around, which is, you know, the Star Call coming from this Pantheon. So that means, you know, Wavy has to take into account, must not overextend too much or else they might get punished.
Oh, that's the frustrating Emperor Duck just being that little annoyance. Everybody back in, actually. A couple back into buy here. Now, Dragon has just spawned up as well, so the Drake available. Obviously, the Rift Herald as well, which could be a possibility judging by where the current team is going. So certainly future team looking to go up that way.
Yeah, they're starting to compress in the stun.
Oh, catching him out. That's not going to be good. And that's the dunk coming through top laner. Sorry, the Lulu already picked off there. Will get caught down. There's going to be the Wukong going off. Going to get on towards the Nami. Meanwhile, Ghost is going to get another there. So the Pantheon working out. He might be able to get a second if he can get the flash. Yes, he can. There's the spear. The Ziggs goes down. And that is decimation with Future with a real lead.
Yeah, they got a big bonus with the Rift Herald on the board for them as well. So this is huge. Ghost is, you know, was able to get early game kills as well. So he's going to be a huge problem against Wavy for sure. As we can see what the call is going to be for Wavy. They've decided, okay, we lost the Rift Herald. We lost the fight. Let's just pursue this dragon.
Going to go straight for it. The Ezreal is there immediately to respond. The Kali is coming close, but I think they're going to be out of position. As you say, Rift Herald being used for the top lane, so just going to trade that tower down, and that will be the dragon for Wavy, but the top tower is almost certainly sacrificed.
Yeah, First Blood Tower is going to go over to where the Future. And now it is going to be a second charge, actually, because there are no wave clear. That's just a measly Wukong having to fight against 3 members.
I'm not sure I like this. They're trading a tier 1 for a tier 2 because they're trying to take the bottom turret at the moment themselves, but the Rift Herald's still very much going to slam this one down. They're going to get the kill as well. So in the end, a kill and the tower. Tier 2 tower, though. That's a big start at just 6 minutes in.
Yeah, Zap's tried his best against the 1v3 scenario, actually 1v4. Taking into account, that's the third charge. That is value right there on that Rift Herald. And now FTE is able to get a lot of value. Look at the pickups. 2 proto belts on the board. So that's what? Proto belt to a flash? No, proto belt to a stun rather for Ghost, and as well as proto belt to an apprehend. And that's going to be really scary against, you know, WVY.
So this was the initial engage at the Rift Herald way back when.
Yeah, this was such a strong engage coming from the side of FTE. They were such a, again, very confident. Again, they got the lead from Ghost and the spear to the face. Unfortunately, WVY had nowhere to run. And it's fight again.
He goes straight back into it. That's going to be the Ragnarok popped off. It isn't going to be enough on the back line. He's kind of been left on the lurch there. His team were not with him. The Ziggs Mega Inferno Bomb does come down, but not able to connect. Now the man drop comes in. Nez is kind of separated from his team. He's going to get surrounded here, but there's a lot of low hit point champions in there at the moment. Ghost's going to get away with nothing, or is he? Because they can turn it on. The Ziggs is coming chasing through. Has he got enough? There's the Wukong to come deliver. Should be able to separate. The flash comes through. He's going to pop his ulti. Will be able to catch it out there. And this is cleanup crew for WVY. Now, the Akali in here, that could be a problem, but it is a 3v1. I've got to assume he's going to back out. No, goes for it. And now the Ziggs, no mana left for the Ziggs. He could get himself a second here, but it's going to be the help in the end coming out from TT working wonders.
I thought that was going to be another kill down for Kuro, but it was just too much. It was a 1v3 situation. Ragnarok
coming through. It's not going to work out in the end. That's just a little too deep.
Yeah, that is definitely too much, and more fights actually as they're able to pick up another kill. That's double. That's not what you want, especially against a Darius. We know how they can spin out of control and get that resets, get that slams in, and therefore low health targets. You have to watch for your HP bars to not open up for the potential resets for a Darius in play.
Whew, right, let's take a breather. Let's just calm down. Let's see what's going on. It's a pretty long fight, this one.
Yeah, coming from a replay and then another fight, you know, FTE is just out for blood here. And, I mean, the confidence came from they were able to get a pick off. They were able to get Druid off right away. So it was a 4v5 situation. Actually, a 3v3 situation as Akali was just, you know, coming from base. But they were in too deep. They got too much tower hits off of that fight. And basically, just as you mentioned, D-Man, it was cleanup crew with just a lot of range, just a lot of pokes, and just a lot of chase potential as well. With Zats just waiting from the sideline to get that Cyclone in, Kuro was able to get an extra kill over here at least before he's able to fall.
Yeah, it just felt like they'd given Zats just too much time around the tower. Not Zat, sorry, Nez, sorry, the carry. I'm used to them being in the lineup position. It's thrown me completely. But yeah, Nez given too much time there. And was able to obviously use that tower to his advantage. They weren't able to get on him and got the damage down. Speaking of towers, a lot of damage being done on this middle turret. Drake now spawning the Inferno in just 1 second. This is almost certainly going to trigger another fight.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see who will land the first blows, able to catch them. But the thing is, for FTE, they have a lot of tools to start the fight. You've got Apprehend, you've got the stun coming from Ghost, and the bubble as well. But if they prolong, another fight.
No, they do prolong. The wild growth has already been used as well, so not ideal. And Nez was taking a heck of a lot of damage from Emperor Duck on the side there. I feel they can't really get too involved in this one. You can see just how aggressive and confident Emperor Duck is being on that at Ezreal.
Yeah, he's just solo manning this behind of the dragon pick as he circles around.
Are they going to try and engage for it? Yes, he is. He's going to go around the side there because the Akali going diving does get Nez down. Can he manage to finish off WLYC? No. Survives, but it doesn't matter. Ghost is there to support, and Zats now is in all sorts of trouble. He's going to go down. That is a team ace. Absolutely dominated. I got to be honest, it's a fight that WVY should never have taken.
Yeah, they were a little bit scattered there, and FTE had the better positioning. They were able to isolate targets one by one. They were able to clean up, and it was such a clean ace with only Kuro being the casualty. Not only do they get the Infernal Drake, actually it was WVY who's able to secure the Infernal Drake, so FTE will gladly take the kills, the gold, and maybe an extra kill.
Yeah, maybe. He just gets away with it there. Nez taken very low. Wild growth already used in sort of panic mode by TT there just to keep him alive. Meanwhile, down the bottom, they've just stayed a little too long to push these towers. I think he got that tier 2 turret down, though, so I would say worth.
Yeah, it was was pretty worth an exchange of a life. They were able to get more space for them to get more of that Baron space maybe later on. Let's take a look at the replay again. I did mention that it's a little bit, air quote, better in terms of positioning for the side of FTE. And it's due to the fact that the sandwich was mainly possible. Kuro was able to get a lot of work done in the back line. It was basically, you know, cleanup squad coming in and the resets. Killing spree already for the Darius.
Yeah, the biggest part for me was the fact that Kuru on Akali did manage to get on the back line. Got the AD carry down, got the mid laner down, did the work that he was there to do, and that's really the job. Once he's doing his job and taking those carries out, the rest of it is indeed, as you say, clean up crew. So, FTE in the lead at the moment, a pretty commanding lead, 9,000 gold as they start to set up a bit of Baron bait.
It's huge. They've got, what, their jungler and their top laner all set and ready to just keep engaging nonstop. And double Sterax, double Guardian Zinc, just one Guardian Angel. That means, you know, more survivability for them to just get onto the back line and survive as much as they can. Great for the rest of the squad, but Baron started.
Yeah, interested to use Grand Skyfall to jump into Baron Pit there. Not too convinced on that one, I gotta be honest, but Guru has been caught off. That's the Akali down, and now they're in all sorts of trouble. What an absolute mess this could be here. They're trying to regroup, trying to get around there, but now the Wukong's gonna try and dive in there. Has got the wild group, but the rest of his team's just abandoned him. What are you doing? They've just left him. They had the advantage. They were so scared of the Darius.
And that's the thing, they had vision over there, so it felt like they were disjointed whether they wanted to pursue the fight or not. So yeah, just as you mentioned, Zats unfortunately was isolated, and basically the rest, look at the apprehend.
Finally, they're pulling him into all this tower, but it's a little too late. Look at that, he's going to walk away. He's got himself the Guardian Angel as well, and Ezreal, Emperor Duck, is just commanding himself at the moment. He may even stick around a little too long here, I think, because here comes Zats. He's not going to be able to get away with that one. That's going to be the Druid just throwing the axe in his face.
Yeah, that snipe undertow. There's no vision there, but, you know, they expected where the Arcane Shift was going to land, and Emperor, unfortunately, had to fall there. He did get a little bit of auto attacks on the tower, but, you know, FT is still in a huge lead. It's practically, what, 9-10k gold lead already. There's still, you know, the biggest Titans there, which is the Darius and the Pantheon.
Zats out of position, trying to get a bit of ward coverage down there, caught in the bubble. That's just about the worst he wants to hope for. He's already used the image as well. There's the ulti coming through to try and get away with this one. They're going to try and turn it back around, but there's the Guardian Angel kicking in now. Zats will go down. The Darius dunk working wonders. Gets himself a second as well. Can't quite land the hook onto the Ziggs, but it doesn't matter. WLC just about surviving there with the bomb, but now Druid, can he land the undertow? Is he going to get caught up? He actually went through the honey fruit to try and get the heal off. He wanted to turn that around onto TT. Not going to happen, but here comes the Akali. Cleanup duty, not going to happen. Druid is finally strong enough to deal with him.
That was such a staggered fight. Everybody came 1v1ing each other.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was Emperor who wasn't present in the fight. He was busy taking the objectives down, getting a true shot barrage at least to get vision down and see where the rest of WVY is at the map, and its mission accomplished. It is still, though, a lot of bounty given up by the side of FTE, and WVY are pretty much glad to have those.
So, a bit of a mess, this game, no doubt about it. 15 kills to 21. Not exactly the cleanest of team fight comps we've seen. It has kind of been elongated at the moment. Ocean Drake, of course, was just picked up by We're Future. The Baron, of course, is up and active, which may well be the next focus. You can see everybody's trying to shove those lanes out, try and get themselves as much as they can to take the pressure off, certainly for WVY's point of view. I was about to say take the pressure off the inhibitor turrets, but I got to be honest, Zats, you're dead here, Zats. Or is he?
Oh.
Yeah, he definitely is. Oh, meanwhile, back around the Baron Pit. Speaking of that, Druid's going off at the moment. Can he get the slam down? He gets onto Ghost. Now he comes to support that he needed. The Ziggs, meanwhile, is in all sorts of trouble. Emperor Duck is popping off at the back there. He gets a little peek. Did you see that cheeky little shot onto Baron to make sure he puts a bit of damage down as well? The Guardian Angel not going to be enough. That's going to be Kuru coming up, clean up duty. That is another team ace.
What a fight from FTE. First, it started with the 1v1 attack, the bottom lane, where Kuro was able to eliminate Zats here on this Wukong, and now they're just heading straight for the base. No need for the Baron. They want to open up this wavy base right at this moment.
Only 6 seconds on the Wukong. That's all that's available. They may well just be able to go and finish this one. Now, will they want to go for it? They've got 3 cannon minions. They're instead going to take the collateral and try and take as many towers as they can. They've still got a 3-second timer. They could finish it right now, and they absolutely will. Kuru's going to come in. Emperor Duck will finish it off. There's the spawns coming through, but it's too little too late. With Future will take game 1.
What a fight that we saw from the FTE. We're the Future. They are killing it from the Pantheon early game kills, and as well as the Darius getting the reset. No one was able to deal with them from Wavy.
We're Future technically were the ones that got further in this tournament, if you can say that, because they're facing each other right now. But they did reach the quarterfinal in the winner brackets. What I mean, they went down to Creme Batis, who we know are certainly a strong team. But We're Future, yes, they won it, but that was far from clean. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from that game, because it was a messy one.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting and messy one. There were a lot of these skirmishes where they just focused on a single target. It worked out because, again, that is their composition. Apprehend to a stun of the Pantheon, vice versa. But there's a lot of 1v1s going around. A little bit of like people coming in one by one. But it just doesn't change the fact how Ghost is able to get early game kills, and as well as the Darius, which ballooned up and they basically spun out of control.
And I gotta be honest, with team comps set as they are, or with obviously an Akali that's gonna revel on jumping on the Ziggs, jumping on the carry, the way the Calamity, the chaotic fights paid off, that was just perfect for We're Future. That's exactly what they wanted. They played into it. Effectively, Wavy played into their hands.
Yeah, exactly. The more chaotic it is, the more, entrances or more opportunities Kuro can just enter the fight as an Akali and be that backline threat. And it's so unfortunate, too, because once Ness and Wavy basically has to butt heads over against Kuro, rather, then, they don't have space to kite. They don't have space to throw the bombs from far away.
Yeah, I just feel that certainly from WLYC, probably the most awkward name I've seen, to try and say in commentary. From his point of view, yes, sure, Ziggs is a strong champion choice. Not sure about first picking the mid laner, though.
Yeah, I think maybe Ziggs very incredibly strong. You can take towers down super fast, despite the nerfs on the Ziggs from the previous patches. But I think the Lulu disengage may not be enough. Maybe a Braum could possibly be a solution, perhaps on the next game if they still wanted something to create space for the kiting from far away with this Kai'Sa, this Ziggs pick. But yeah, the Olaf was able to get a few kills here and there, but we didn't get to see it snowball like what we usually expect with an Olaf paired with a Lulu.
Yeah, absolutely. And the match highlights just keep going on and on and on and on and on, because there was a lot of engages throughout that game. It ended up being We're Future taking the first matchup. Let's get game 2 set up and ready to go. So here are the team lineups, of course. We're Future, Jersey Ghost, Kuru, Emperor Duck, and Nico. For Wavy, it is Zats, Druid, WLYC, Nez, and TT in there. So Juicy is the name that I was trying to figure out who was on the Darius. Now I know. Carrying those, well, I think it was Chinese characters he had in his name, right? Yeah. I couldn't tell whether it was Chinese or Korean, but I'm pretty sure it's Chinese.
You're right. And the Darius, I feel like we could see possibly the Darius pick again in the Pantheon. Maybe even a Twisted Fate. A Twisted Fate has been one of the common matchups to the Ziggs, I suppose, when we look back last month. So maybe we get to see that in the next game number 2.
Well, let's get pick and bans on your screen as they are ready to go already. These teams chomping at the bit here in Group A. So FTE now obviously over on the blue side. That is We're Future, the current winners, of course. It is Chinese characters confirmed there by the admin. Thank you very much to confirm that. So Zuri, I need to remember that one. Corky Band coming through. A Ziggs band from Wavy? I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, they're respecting the first pick blue side Ziggs most likely, and maybe they don't have an answer and not confident just yet. But Renekton being the second ban over here, maybe a Lee Sin will follow suit. But usually if you ban out the Renekton or the Lee Sin, it's either or, as they're gonna let that through. Xin Zhao, again, very popular in the Origin series. Sometimes it'd be flex at top side, sometimes most likely in the jungle, but we'll see what FTE is gonna pick up first.
Yeah, so the Camille, other than the Ziggs being, I was about to say, being the pick, they have left Akali open once again. And we're Future are saying, thank you very much, we'll take it again. This time, though, it looks like WVY are going with that more tanky approach, getting that Galio in there, trying to mitigate what the Akali can do.
Yeah, they're trying to get soft counters against assassins because you get the taunt in. I'm not going to be surprised if they lock in a Braum as well. So easy stuns, easy taunts to very aggressive compositions such as this. So now Lulu now being picked up as well alongside with the Olaf. So disengage and they get to pick Eeny, Meeny, Mighty Mo, which Wild Growth is going to be, selected, either the Akali or the Olaf.
I feel like from WVY's point of view, they're going to say, yeah, I was about to say they're going to go for the Vayne just to get everything in there, tank as much as you can, and try and set the Vayne up. For We're Future, you can see what they want to do. They want to carry on where they just have to. They want that chaos. They want to revel in it, and there's the Ezreal and Jarvan.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the support is going to be. And now the question has been answered. It is going to be a Nami. So this combo looks really good because you have the heals, the movement speed, the big bubble setup into a condemned. I feel like, this dual lane is definitely much stronger compared to the previous one in game number 1.
Well, let's get the game underway, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2, ready to go. We're very interested to see how this one is going to play out. It is going to be We're Future, the German team, as the blue side versus WVY, the French team, on the red side.
Now let's see if there's going to be the usual. Get the mid lane priority, but looking at the movement of the map, it seems to me that they're looking to just plant deep vision and see where the rest are going to be. And look at that, it's going to be a bit of a standard start. No one lingering in the mid lane just to get, early mid clear, early experience, I suppose, towards the dual lane or towards the top side.
Yeah, Kuru, obviously, we saw how strong he was, and yes, he could bully out at Ziggs, but this time against the Galio, he will find himself a bit of a tougher opposition, and with Druid on the Pantheon very close by, Kuru just giving the vision, knowing the jungle path so that the Olaf can set himself up, where the Ghost wants to maybe try and go for some counter invade.
It's going to be very tough for sure, because this is such a strong and aggressive jungle and mid duo, both semi-global ults, and a lot of stun lock and layering of CC involved, so Kuro definitely must be careful in that lane.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, top lane is obviously the good old classic, I guess you could say, the Demacia classic of Jarvan the Fourth. Oh, hello, what's going on in the mid lane? That's going to be Olaf coming through. We were talking about counter jungle chances. Ghost comes through, helps out. It was Druid and WLYC that was trying to set things up. But the Galio, not the quickest, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a skirmish king here on the Olaf, so they were pretty confident, just as you mentioned, on the counter ganks over in the mid lane. They were able to win that, bagging that first blood. We'll see what WVY decides to do this time around, because, again, looking at top side, it is going to be, you mentioned, the classic Demacian, matchup, but it's a Garen. It is a big neutralizer, I suppose. You get that silence in. It's perfect for assassins because Kuro will go in, you'll get silence to the face, means you have no escape.
It's great to see, I think, a Jarvan being used as a top lane, because for a long time, Jarvan was basically, it began his life when it first came out many years ago as the top laner, and then sort of got, yeah, you're the jungler now, and that was it, because other top laners came through, and of course, it's great to see how it's going to work out. He's got Ignite, so he's just committed to it. Speaking of committed to it, WVY just getting a little aggressive in the mid lane, and exactly what I was thinking. This one's that he's just bored. He's just out of the turret.
Yeah, I mean, he had that HP advantage as well. A dive could happen.
Oh, dive bomb coming through, and it's going to be the Jarvan the Fourth. Yeah, use your ulti to get back out of it, stun. Otherwise, those tower hits are going to come through. So, Jury just getting a little aggressive with Ghost.
It's really hard because, Zat is carrying a barrier and as well as a flash. So now that is out. They could take 2 on the gank or in the tower dive. But take note, Druid is nearby. So the counter gank is going to be available for them. But yeah, going back to just as you mentioned earlier on the Jarvan, a little bit of throwback, even carrying the electrocute as well. So more damage on the board. We'll have to see how that pans out in the later stages now that everybody is level 5.
Yeah, Nez just being a little overconfident. I feel obviously the Vayne takes a little while to get going here. Dodges the True Shot Barrage nicely. But Emperor Duck, we saw how aggressive and confident he can be on the Ezreal. I feel that maybe they've let him go on a comfort champion here.
Yeah, he has been scary in game number 1. I'm sure the setups later on, once he is able to get that Muramana fully stacked, that 2-item power spike.
I mean, that was an obvious bait, but Kuru may actually get taken down. He gets into the Shroud and will be able to dash away. The aggression comes through. Oh, and he gets sniped out nicely there by WVY. My God, that's going to feel good after getting dominated by that Akali in the last game.
Yeah, and then they get another bonus kill as well as, unfortunately, Jarvan was trying to walk to the mid lane, but took the dangerous way there. Now WVY is able to get another extra kill on the board.
They're not going to let them. They're not going to let them have this. They're coming. They're coming straight down. So they're going to pick up the Rift Herald, and they can quite easily leave the 2 there. But look at this down at the Dragon. Oh no, he's already picked it up. So they were too late.
Yes, and oh. That was so close. That was too close, actually. So close. Whew, okay, Infernal Drake. That's a big boost for FTE here, and that's going to help them, increase that damage output. They are already pretty much very painful. You've got Akali over there. You've got Ghost as well on this Olaf. Again, we're waiting for Emperor to get that 2-item power spike.
There comes the man drop straight in there, and here comes the support as well. The Galio jumping on top, should be able to get the slam down, and he will do.
Bubble.
That takes down the Lulu. Now the double bubble, but is it enough to try and keep them at bay? No, Kuru's going to be the focus target. There's the jump, there's the stun, and that is a dead Akali.
I smell a game 3. This is incredibly close so far compared to game number 1. And WVY has been adjusting to the movement that FTE has been doing so far. And it's going to be Emperor, going to try to linger around maybe a little bit too dangerous because that's going to be an easy stun. Get the stun in from the Pantheon and then followed by a bubble. But they're still able to, rescue this tower at least.
So Nez just going to back away. Everybody go back. Everybody spend your well-earned cash. Still very tight. I mean, while you say it may be a game 3, it is still within 1,000 gold between the 2 teams. Very aggressive game in game 1. I would say more muted, but we are only 6 minutes in so far.
Yeah, it's a little bit air quote mellow compared to game number 1. Like after a replay is ending, there's a fight, maybe potentially like this, but the junglers aren't nearby. But as we can see, Ghost is actually trying to steal the blue buff, but is successful actually.
Yeah, did steal it away, and now he realizes his team's going to be able to take down that tower, so Emperor Duck's going to come in support. Nez is going to be the focus target. The Undertow does go down, and there is the dunk, and that is a dead Nez. And now, with the Rift Herald being used in the top turret as well, but it's going to get countered in there. Kuru comes in. That's going to lock one down. Zats is going to be able to get away, but is it going to be enough? No! He went for the Demacia and got caught out by Kuru.
Oh no, yeah, that damage unfortunately will not be enough with the Damascene Justice coming in. And for Kuro, we'll be happy about that. Look at that, already, 2 kills on the board for him. Looking to get his second item, which is the Rabadon's most likely. So his burst is going to be even more bursty later on. We'll see if they get this tower down as they open up the map even more. WVY moving close towards topside.
All right, let's have a look. So this was, I mean, from their point of view, they were like, oh, this is easy. And then it just went horribly wrong. I guess they did. They had no coverage that I can see. Yeah, there's 0 wards. And if you look at the map, there's 0 ward coverage there. Meanwhile, we come back in, and Kuru is down, but did just buy a death cap on the back in base.
I think Zap was able to get revenge. There's only 1 kill on the board for him. Who's able to take down Kuro over there on the Akali. That means they could possibly take down topside tower. But in exchange of the mid lane,
well, it's going to be a 1-for-1, I think, in the end there. There's the True Shot Barrage coming through, but the mid-turret tier 1 did go down as well. So while this all keeps happening, yes, WVY are getting involved and enjoying the fights, Emperor Duck keeps taking down turrets.
Yeah, he has been doing this since, game number 1, while the rest of the four-man...
Okay, turning that around. That's a little aggressive. Yeah, I can say he's going to have to get away from this one, but maybe he's got the safety net to come in here. Nico is there, but I don't think he's going to be able to get away from this one. Overconfidence, maybe kicking it for Duck.
Yeah, he was, very just wanting to get the true shot barrages down, or maybe the mystic shots, but there were a couple of members from WVY over there nearby to punish that aggressive potential play, I suppose. But yeah, let's see if QSS will be picked up later on by Emperor, because, there's just a lot of stuns on the board that will basically punish any sort of aggressive arcane shifts in.
Well, tier 1 turret, it seems True Shot Barrage way too early. Ghost just sitting there waiting to try and come in and go for that smite fight. It's going to get locked up. The dragon taken low, doesn't get the smite down. Instead, it will go across to WVY. Now they're turning on to Kuru. Kuru is dead. That is him picked off. And that will be a simple disengage now, unless that bubble lands.
And all while that was happening, we see that, Jarvan 4 has been trying to do split push duties at top side. And I feel like this has been the way of FTE. They always 4-man somewhere in the map, and then one, either Kuro or their top laner, will decide as the Undertow will not connect to Nest. He's going to be fine.
I love the fact that Jarvan the 4th, right, the Juru, is basically like, I'm not going to get focused in a fight. They're going for Duck. They're going for Kuru. I'm just going to go full damage. I'm just going to get straight in there. Ghost was going to get picked off. The rest of the team comes in. There's Juru. There he goes. There's the jump. That's what he wants. So remember, all of that damage he has bought. But look at Druid on the back line. So low. Nobody's able to finish him off. Duck finally arrives. One decent true shot barrage could have took them all out there, but he doesn't have it available.
Kuro, it might be a little bit too late to the party for cleanup, but it is just WVY being very careful, knowing the fact that anything can happen. A true shot barrage can finish low health targets on their side, or maybe Kuro can set up a flank later on. So this is a good call coming from WVY. The game is still incredibly close, just a little bit of gold. Oh wait,
they're baiting. Here comes Kuru as well. Duck was on the full bait there, and that has completely caught out WVC on the Galio. Complete bait.
The bait successful. Meanwhile, mid lane, this could be another fight.
Now, Kuru and Duck are coming. Are they going to be a little bit late? Juru taking very low, but he's going to be able to survive that one. Not going to quite be enough, and now here comes the carries. Nico having to get away from this one. It's a little bit messy, there's no doubt about it. They do manage to catch off the AD carry, and now they can see cleanup duty coming through. Druid goes in, but he's committed too deep. Duck will be able to finish this one off, no doubt about it. Ghost is going to get the Undertow down, and that will finish off the jungler as well. So a 3-for-1 in the end.
A 3-man down means that FTE can possibly focus on getting the Baron. There is a lot of relatively long death timers on the board, as the rest of FTE already commencing this juicy target.
Ghost! Caught out! WLYC, that's about the best start he can go when your jungler goes down so easily. That is your smite gone. Juru goes in, commits, tries to use that ultimate, but it's not going to be enough. WLYC will disengage. Job done.
That is, that is quite unfortunate. It was just a big chunk of damage coming from WLYC over there. I mean, he is pretty painful, having that Rabadon, having a lot of magic items on the board. Look at Kuru, so close.
Oh, Sats is going to get sniped down. Surely no. Here comes the man drop coming through. Is it going to be enough? The Grand Skyfall from Druid is close. Sats still going in with that Garen. That's just how tanky Garen can be. Just walks away, heals himself back up there. If only they had something to finish off. Emperor Duck is back here. Ghost is back. Tower safe.
And there's so many low health targets over there. I feel like if Ghost was in that equation, could have ended in a different story. But WVY, no, they're fighting back, as we get to see, though, a 4K gold lead on FTE side with the Infernal Drake still on the board. 30 seconds for the next dragon to spawn. We might see another fight. We've been seeing a lot of fights in this game.
Well, here's the replay. So the wave catching both of them there as well.
Yeah, it is, a pretty scattered fight. It all started with, of course, the Olaf with the Wild Growth and the Ragnarok. So this just gives so much survivability. Just basically hammering down anyone who is in front of you. And this gave them the confidence. Okay, 3 members down, no jungler. Big death timers. Boom! Dead from the Baron assist and as well as WLYC's damage as the Galio. Now this could be a next fight on the Dragon as the Air Drake has spawned.
Yeah, that is up. We'll see whether they're going to commit for it. Just saw them getting the ward coverage down in the picture-in-picture. They're going to focus on Juru, actually. We're talking about the fact he doesn't have any tanky items in there. Very low. Meanwhile, in the pit, Druid's going to come through. Doesn't manage to get it down. The smite came through in the end there. Look at Zats. He's on nothing. Diddy's on nothing. Nez is on nothing. This is going to be cleanup duty for future here. True Shot Barrage says, thank you very much. WLYC's getting away in the back there. Zats trying to get away. Oh, my God. How have so many survived? It is a 3 for 2 in the end. The Dragon actually went over to WVY, though.
Yeah, that's a really good steal coming from Druid, but at the cost of, what, 3 lives on the side of WVY. So this opens up FTE pushing both lanes in the mid lane and as well as bottom, and an extra kill for Emperor.
Bit of a bonus, taking down the Nami there, taking down the turret as well. Going to put a bit of pressure on the inhibitor turrets, but they'll have to back away as the respawns come through. A second tier 2 turret going down as well. Kuru catching one out there. Druid, you can't tank that much. Zats comes in to try and block it, but it might cost him his life. True Shot Barrage is not available just yet, though, so they're back away.
Yeah, I thought the red buff would have been enough for that burn tick on towards Zats, but he's a Garen. He's gonna be fine, but you know, unfortunately, TT is not fine.
No, absolutely not. Nico, oh no, interrupted back in by a wolf, I think. It
happens. And now WVY's trying to scout the area to see whether or not FTE is going to pursue this Baron. But look at top side, though.
Oh, Emperor Duck, that's the carry getting caught out. That's a big loss for We're Future. To lose the AD carry Emperor Duck. They have got the rest of the team here. Let's see if they can try and turn it around. Not worth fighting for that Scuttle crowd, but they did try and catch it. The wave doesn't catch anyone, though, from WVY. And they're going to turn a burn on towards this Baron with the AD carry of Emperor Duck down. That is a big loss. They're going to turn. They're going to go for Ghost. That's one they want. Zuri caught out. He gets flag and drag. He actually caught all 5 members, but will pop. He has no tank ability. Simply tried to lock the rest of the team up, and this is now just cleanup duty maybe for them. They have to just delay this Baron, though. They're not strong enough to take it. Oh, Kuru going in, going to go through. There goes Gold. Has he got enough to try and dive on them? He's just biting enough time for Ghost to come through, but they can't get the damage down.
Teleport?
Kuru easily focused. Now, Emperor Duck is back.
He's back
on his feet. It's been such a long fight. He had a 30-second death timer. 4 members getting caught by the True Shot Barrage, all taken so low. It's delayed Baron. It's done the job, but he's still going in. Now they're going to pile onto him. He tries to get the damage down. He may well just do that. Gets one. He trades off with Kuru. Kuru getting picked off. Sorry, Ghost going down. Now he wants to get more damage down. My God, how is this kill still going?
What just happened? Yeah, FTE basically bought so much time to the point that Emperor but teleport enchant, joined the fight, is able to get, what, 1 kill off of that really long skirmish. And WVY, you know, they are unable to get the Baron.
I mean, I'm going to let you take this one. I've gone and talked long enough.
Yeah, it's all started again. It's all about buying time. That was the mission of this game. And Kuro diving in, very confident. He had Zhonya's, he had Barrier. That is the reason why. The threat of the Garen silence was pretty much still there, but at least the Shroud was there to protect him. But someone wasn't protected, though. It was the silence. Ghost was able to, you know, fall down from that fight. But Emperor, at the end of the day, 624, the biggest member of FTE. He has a lot of items already. Still reeled his blade, and another fight.
Yeah, they're going straight in. They're going to try and catch on. True Shot Barrage not really catching too many here. Duck is still not available. Now he's about to join the fight, so the damage will come down. He's got 16,000 gold spent on items, and he's the man that can turn this fight around in their favor. Will be able to get the one down. WLC goes gold, but won't get away with that one. Now TT, the next focus target, should be able to get the shift in there, but look at Druid start around the side. The stun comes in. The bubble not quite catching. That could have definitely been the pickup kill in the meanwhile. But meanwhile, he does get himself the Nami down. Everybody else will disengage. 3-4-2.
That's crazy. Emperor was able to, you know, tag team with Nico on this Lulu. He has that red buff, so the slow is going to kick in. Cyrilla's Blade also applies slow. But now this is a straight path for WVY to get this Elder Drake for their team.
Incredible stuff, really. So the Grand Skyfall used to try and get in there and get that Elder Dragon down as quickly as possible. They instantly turn and burn onto Nico. Nico, massive damage coming through. Zat should be able to finish that one off. It will finally be Nez. We haven't seen a great deal of Nez so far in that vein. He's been locked down in every team fight. But now it looks like it's going to be WVY Future that try and take away this Elder Dragon. And I've got to be honest, Zat, this is really risky. He's going to go for it. Drew had taken low. That's going to jump away from that one at the moment. Everybody's low in the pit. You can see Zuri's going to have to back away from this one. It will still be the Dragon. It's still out there. But now Kuru is on cleanup duty. He comes through. He gets himself a triple. They get the Dragon as well. WVY Future looking dominant.
Yeah, more kills, more objectives off the map for WVY Future. And now they're heading straight heading straight to the base as WVY has a lot of death timers. It's only TT they're defending as a Nami.
Yeah, this got to be it. This is surely over. 2-0, I feel, is coming this way. The German team, WVY Future, looking to lock this one out, and they're going to do just that. So WVY, you know, they took it as chaotic as they could. 23-20 in terms of kills. Make that 24 as he dies on the fountain. But the Nexus will fall, and WVY Future will progress in this tournament in the lower bracket.
What a series we just witnessed. And FTE just, you know, thrived in the chaos. Game number 1, game number 2. And I gotta say, you know, I feel like, you know, Emperor gotta be one of my, you know, favorite players in this team.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Let's have a look at some highlights. I guess I'm assuming we've got some highlights from that game to go through. Actually, we got the whole day's highlights because actually we had some fantastic games. This being the first game of the day. Honestly, super massive blaze, surprising Sangal Esport and catching them off guard in what was an epic 2-0 fight.
Yeah, a very close game when it comes to the early game, but they're able to find their footing at the end. We're seeing a lot of, you know, the Xin Zhao coming up, as well as the Lulu being incredibly popular, and the Pantheon as well. It was the start of almost 100% pick Pantheon for the day, and it was, again, such a match to witness because it was a lot of action when it comes to the early game.
Yeah, definitely. It was very much heavily focused. Then we moved on to the game you obviously covered with Yuki earlier on. GK putting up a massive surprise against Cut early on.
Yeah, imagine, you know, Cut, the champions of June of the Origin Series, then 2nd July, and now this upset coming from GK. They played this series so well and so patiently without having to, you know, lose that game number 2, get that mental reset in, and really love their adjustment come game number 3 with this Ashe pick. I feel like this has been one of the favorites for sure, seeing that I've seen so far in the Origin Series work.
It's just arrow after arrow after arrow, catching them off guard. In the end, of course, the Baron being picked up there, and Cut were basically the team that was up against it, sort of whether they were going to challenge out Sunlight. And we'll have to keep our eye on the tournament because obviously they will go down to the lower brackets and they're not done yet. And then, of course, we move on to Group A, the game we've just covered here, which was WVY Future up against WVY. WVY, they tried to meet them in that chaotic embrace, but WVY Future looked like they were born in it.
Yeah, it felt like, you know, the composition spelled like they could match with the chaos that, you know, FTE was able to assemble. But unfortunately, Ness wasn't able to find the perfect setups despite the Galio getting picked up, despite the anti-assassin Garen with the silence has been picked up, and the Nami as well being, you know, having a lot of utility on the board for the Vayne. But, you know, it's pure chaos, and we've got WVY Future being able to win 2-0 in the last series for the night.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic games. Of course, you know, this tournament's not over. We have another 3 days to go to see who is going to make it through. It is 3 teams from Group A that we're going through, 2 teams from Group B, and 1 team from Group C that will progress to the Origin Series finals. You know, at the moment, obviously, it's all based on the points that's happened from June, July, August. Have you got any favorites out there that you've seen? Obviously, you know, everybody knows what tribe, aka no team, no talent at the top of Group A at the moment. But any other regions that have sort of surprised you or something you all look forward to seeing?
I think the difference is in the picks and a lot of the, maybe I get to see Sin Zhao again being popular at topside, especially when we looked at last month, as well as the Graves, because Graves isn't exactly, at least from the PPGL Philippine region, isn't exactly as popular. But Graves has been incredibly strong, especially when we looked at last month's finals, when we watched, No Team, No Talent, and I'm looking forward to see Game Lord's performance once more. And I feel like Group C has been my favorite just because of how close and heated the rivalry is between Cut and Sunlight. So that is what I'm looking forward to for the rest of the days, at least for the next 3 days of the Origin series for August.
Yeah, and we have a lot of games still to go. we are far from done to figure out exactly who is going to be crowned the Origin Series champion. We're just setting up an interview, apparently, so hopefully that will be ready to go in just a moment. I'm making words up. A moment. Yeah, I'm just, we'll wait to see who it's going to be. Well, we're waiting with bated breath to see who it's going to be. Anything you want to see more from these teams, Riku? Like, what are you seeing over in Asia, in the teams that are performing very well over there? What are you seeing that you expect to see maybe progress into the Europe and MENA regions?
Blitzcrank. I think at the top of my head, the Blitzcrank.
Boom, Blitzcrank. Maxman. I feel like Maxman's here already. It's like that's his favorite.
Oh dear. Yeah, Blitzcrank has been picked only like twice by one team. And the buff coming from Blitzcrank in the current patch feels like it could possibly open up opportunities of strong early roams and as well as early picks and just snowball maybe another alternative to a Leona, perhaps. So maybe we get to see a Blitzcrank in the Origin series.
Yeah, I can only hope. Let's get an interview on your screen. So who are we going to have here? I believe it's Lonely Kid. That's joining us. How you doing, buddy? Congratulations, by the way. Fantastic game earlier on against Sangal.
Thank you.
So, how's this turnaround come about? Because obviously this is the furthest you progressed so far within the tournament. Well, obviously taking down Sangal. Sangal themselves obviously took on teams, but I want to mention, because a game we didn't see on stream, you guys beat Unicorns of Love.
Yeah, they won the 2 Origin series, but we win against them.
Absolutely incredible. So that sets you up for a match versus Footballist, right, tomorrow?
Yeah, we are gonna face against Footballist tomorrow. We beat them in early phase of the Origin series. We're ready to match.
So what do you feel that you've done this month that's made you do so well?
I think we are a surprise team. We can beat every team we want. That we just have to our day.
It's been a good day. I think that's safe to say.
It's a good day for us.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious though. I mean, it has been a month. How do you think 2.3 and 2.3A has affected the team?
How's the latest patch helped you?
We train so much. We play the champions that we good at it. That's how we won.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. I can only wish you all the best. Obviously, against Footballist tomorrow, the number 3 team, but you've already knocked the number 1 team out. So what more could happen? It should be a fantastic day for you guys tomorrow. I hope the team is very much happy with their performance today.
Yeah, we're very happy for our performance today. We play very well, and we won.
Absolutely fantastic. Great to see Turkish teams delivering and performing so well. It's always been a hotbed for esports. I wish you all the best for tomorrow.
Thank you. We do our best in tomorrow.
Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I think that's that almost wraps up today, Riku. What a fantastic day! Some big surprises coming through, and I want to remind you guys because obviously we have some big games that have happened throughout the day. That we can only show so many on the stream. The big one for me is that Sunlight are out from Group C. Sunlight, the number one team, is out. Now, there's only one place in that group, which means if Cut can make it, because they've got through a little bit further, I think they were about 16 points behind. I think if they maybe win one more game, they're through. Let's have a look at the brackets because it's been a pretty crazy game overall. Absolutely bonkers day. No team, no talent. As you can see, playing Cream Real Betis tomorrow. Game Lord versus Team Queso tomorrow as well. So expected teams, I think, in the upper bracket for Group A, Riku.
Yeah, I feel like, when we look back at June and July, these were basically the top 4 teams that we constantly saw. And, you mentioned we expected, we also saw, where Future's performance. Looking forward to see them maybe climb towards the upper bracket, perhaps from their, chaotic performance. But it really worked. And it's just such a very, very interesting game to watch.
Interested to see where Singularity can push forward through to. Obviously, had success in the past as well. Over in Group B, some very interesting games. As we just saw, Supermassive Blaze there beating out Unicorns of Love. Unicorns of Love have won both June and July so far. Big surprise by them getting caught out by Supermassive Blaze, who've had, as we just heard from Lonely Kid there, a fantastic day. And I think that proves it. Now, for Footballists, they are the only team that could really catch Unicorns of Love along with Na'Vi. And as you can see, Na'Vi falling to Footballists 0-2 as well. So both Unicorns of Love and Na'Vi in the lower bracket. Let's have a look at that lower bracket because this is massive. They're going to face each other in the lower bracket. That's incredible because 2 teams will progress from Group B. Unicorns of Love, Na'Vi in that position, but Footballists might nick it from one of them.
Yeah, it's going to be an early spicy matchup for sure. I feel like, Group B has been one of the most sporadic groups out of the 3 when we take into account the results of June. It has been Unicorns of Love, just as you mentioned, has been constantly at top. But the top 3, the top second to 4th place has been 3 completely different teams. So I'm excited to see how this, mix is going to happen with the lower bracket results, with Supermassive defeating Unicorns of Love, now looking at them at the bottom bracket.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Let's have a look over at Group C as well, finally, to wrap things up here. As I was saying, I'm blown away. Sunlight knocked out already. Cut, of course, we saw GK versus Cut earlier. That was a bit of a surprise for us as well. But the fact that Sunlight lost to Team Occupy, for me, Riku, this signifies that obviously now we're 3 months into the Origin series. The teams are starting to pick up, more and more players coming into the game, and more teams starting to learn how to play as a team.
Yeah, we're starting to possibly see new kings of top 2, perhaps new champions from Group C, because again, just as you mentioned, it has been a constant fight between Sunlight and Cut, with a second and third like GK, maybe off meta, having to fight for that top 2 spot. But it's now a different story. We're seeing upsets in Group C, and I'm excited to see more in the upcoming days.
Absolutely. Obviously, let's have a quick look at the lower bracket just to confirm exactly how that all worked out. And you can see Sunlight, they actually lost to Wick 447, if I'm not mistaken. I think they've already lost. Yes, they have. They lost 2-1 to Wick 47, and Cut won 2-0 against Bunch of Wolves. So it does mean that Cut are playing Wick 47 tomorrow. So that was obviously the final game that just happened a moment ago. What a day it has been, Riku. Fantastic stuff overall. What are your takeaways? What are your takeaways from today? What are you hoping to see tomorrow?
Well, all I have to say about today is that it felt like as the night was going, it felt like it got more, like blood were boiling. It got more chaotic, and I love it. I want to see more of those tomorrow. A lot of maybe more picks we haven't seen before this August, perhaps. And I'm looking forward to a lot of spicy picks as well.
Absolutely. Spicy picks, spicy teams, some massive games that'll all be happening tomorrow. Join us in the same place, same time. 5:30, we'll be kicking things off. We'll see you then. Have a good night get yourself refreshed, and maybe get a couple elite games in. Why not? See you soon.